Idaho Matters podcast is brought to you by St. Luke's On-Demand Virtual Care, which allows patients to see a provider from their home using a computer or smartphone with on-demand care for common ailments, such as a cough, sore throat, or a sinus issue. More information at stlukesonline.org.
Boise State Public Radio and Duck Club Entertainment present the Charlie Hunter Trio.
Charlie Hunter Trio, everybody.
Wednesday, March 18th at the Shrine Social Club in Boise. Blending jazz, funk, blues, and rock, Hunter is a guitarist, producer, and bandleader who will present his unique finger-picking technique on custom hybrid guitars. Tickets are available now at theduckclub.com.
More Idaho Matters now from the studios of Boise State Public Radio News. I'm Gemma Cadet. This month, it's time to turn the page and start an adventure. Through the month of March, Idaho Public Television is challenging kids to read 20 minutes a day, culminating in 600 minutes of fun. Finish the challenge and you'll earn an adventure pass to explore museums, the Discovery Center, and a whole lot more. So joining us now to talk more about this challenge is Cheryl Kimber, Education Specialist with Idaho Public Television. Cheryl, welcome to the show.
Hello, I'm so excited to be here.
So for those who might not, who may be hearing about this for the very first time, Cheryl, what is the reading marathon and how does it work?
So we just want to encourage kids to get in books and be reading. So they just need to read a total of 600 minutes the month of March. And then starting on April 1st, they can log on to Idaho Public Television's website and fill out a form just saying their kids read for 600 minutes, and then we will email them out the digital coupon book filled with all sorts of fun adventures for them to go on.
So why focus on 20 minutes a day? I mean, what difference can that small, consistent habit make maybe for kids? And we're talking like grades, K through 6th.
Right. We're really hoping that this starts a routine and a habit for kids to just be reading every day. The reason we chose minutes over books is because we've got kindergartners that they might be reading an Elephant and Piggy books or Pete the Cat. And we also have 5th and 6th graders that they're going to be reading Harry Potter and Keeper of the Lost Cities. So it might take them a few days. It might take them most of the month to get through one book, but they're still reading.
Families are busy, right? And so how do you encourage parents to maybe build reading into that daily routine without making it feel like, you're forcing your kids to do more homework?
Exactly. And everyone is so busy. I feel like now as parents, we have more competition for our kids' time than ever. So I think there are a few things. I think finding a time that works for your family, if that's right before bed, if that's right after school, or maybe it's early in the morning before they go to school. The next thing I would say is be excited about what they're reading. They're going to be more excited if they get to pick the books and if you as a parent are excited about the books that they're reading. So as you're encouraging them, obviously give them recommendations of books you want them to read, but also make sure you're listening to them. And when they're excited about a book that maybe you're not, still listen to them and just be excited that they're reading.
Okay, so I'm going to be completely transparent here. I am a huge reader, have been, very vividly remember picking up a Judy Blume book when I was in the 4th grade, and I haven't put books down since. My husband is also a really avid reader, and we read to our children, literally every night from the time they were babies. We read to them, probably both of them, up and through 2nd grade and all of that. My children, they hate to read. They hate it with a passion, and it breaks my heart. And but they do read because they have to read for school. So both of my boys, they are reading. They don't love it. How do you build that lifelong reader? Because I did all the things, and they still, you would think that I am, sending them to the gallows.
I feel like you sound like every parent who loves to read because I have the same problem. I've got 3 sons. Same with you. I love to read. My kids have seen me reading their entire life. We read as they were growing up.
Yeah.
And some of them are interested and some of them aren't. I will say everybody likes reading different types of books. So I have one son that for years and years told me he didn't like reading. And then finally he found a book that he loved and he's like, wait a sec, I like reading if I
Yeah.
can read this kind of book.
Hmm.
So,
And that
so I
has
think
happened in our house.
yes, but it is a struggle. But I think just starting that habit and always being positive, 20 minutes is a long time during the, for them to sit down and read. So if you need to break it up into 10 minutes before school, 10 minutes after, if they need to get up and wiggle around for a few minutes, go have a snack, that's totally fine. We want it to work with family schedules and we want it to be encouraging for kids. So however it works in your family.
So I've got just a little bit less than 3 minutes with you, and I want to get to this adventure pass. So tell us
Yes.
about this and what makes it such a fun incentive because, I'm not beyond bribery with my children.
Right. Sometimes they need a little
They
incentive to do
do.
things, right? So we've got
Yeah.
some great partners. And we tried to get partners all throughout the state of Idaho. So the Idaho Falls Zoo, Shields in Meridian, the Museum of Northern Idaho, the Herritt Center, the Discovery Center of Idaho, the Museum of Natural History, and Outdoor Voyagers are all offering different rebates and coupons, whether it's a free admission, 20% off in the gift shop, or in the case of Outdoor Voyagers, it's a half day free float for kids that float with another adult. So just lots of fun things that will hopefully get kids excited.
And Cheryl, how do you see Idaho Public Television playing a role in this in regards to supporting literacy really all across the state?
I think we broadcast throughout all of Idaho. So we're available to all families. And my generation, we look back and we had Reading Rainbow that we watched on PBS
Hmm.
Kids and loved. But there are families in Idaho that don't have access to a public library. They're not in a library district, maybe in some of the rural communities, but they still get reached by Idaho Public Television and PBS Kids. So we just thought this was a great way to build that community of reading throughout the state.
Well, I have to say we loved PBS Kids when my kids were little. Before I let you go, if a family wants to sign up, what's the first step they should take? How do they do that?
So the first step is actually to just start reading. You don't have to sign up at all. If you started reading on March 1st, and you want to get that to that 600 minutes by the end of the month, that was 20 minutes a day. Now that we're to the 12th of March, you're going to have to bump up the minutes to 30 minutes a day to still make that 600 minutes by the end of March. But that's totally doable. 30 minutes is still doable. So just start reading. Then on April 1st, you can log on and we'll have a form open on our website. They just fill it out. Make sure to put in your email address because that is how we're getting the digital coupon book out to them. So right now, all they need to do is get some books and start reading.
I love it. Well, I so appreciate you coming on and talking about this. We've been speaking with Cheryl Kimber, education specialist with Idaho Public Television, about their reading marathon happening this month. And thanks so much for listening to Idaho Matters from Boise State Public Radio. Do you have thoughts about today's episode? Make sure you email us at idahomatters@boisestate.edu or reach out on our socials. If you learned something from this episode today, share it with someone else who needs to know about it.